Fight fire with fire. Yeah, I mean, they don't fight fire with fire. What they want to do is they just want to nix your channel, bro, and they want you to take your videos down and all that other shit like that. It's just weird shit, but it is what it is, you know. So again, like, if you guys don't see me, again, might hit that 7 days, whatever. See what happens. Again, I was talking to you guys behind it. I was doing everything behind the scenes when it came to the 8 strikes. I was just like, okay, I'm just going, I'm gonna fight it. I'm gonna go ahead, with this guy, and I won. Came on here, celebrated, and I shouldn't have said nothing because they're like, well, if he can strike your mama, I can strike your mama. So, yeah. So I shouldn't have said nothing. That's my fault. I should have came on here and I should have just been like, like I don't even talk about that shit. But I came on here. I was so happy that I was 8 strikes free. Let me see. Let me show this shit. This shit is ridiculous. Jesus.
Hello again, and welcome to Jan's Views for You on deconstructing the self-proclaimed king of girl world. You know, the one that says, I was thinking of, starting this video by saying, welcome to the best chat. But what fool would say something like that? Seriously?
AKA all I like, AKA keep your mouth quiet, AKA keep back at it again. You already know what time it is. The world's greatest goddamn streamer. It ain't even close, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with another goddamn classic. Let me tell y'all straight off the rip.
It's actually quite amazing to see the energy levels just sap from this consummate entertainer. Yeah, it's quite interesting. And although we're starting with a giggle, this actually, I'm not going to be laughing much about this, because what we learn about this King of Girl World is very troubling, especially if you're a pet owner like myself and an animal lover like myself. So anyway, I have to get my laughs from how and when I can. So carry on, fool. So is this performance Oscar worthy? I don't know. I'll let you decide on that. But anyway, guys, so he's talking about he's got 8 strikes. 8 strikes I've got, guys. And I just got to the end of the probation period, and now I've got another 5 strikes. Let me tell you, they're not strikes. They're warnings to him that somebody has claimed part of his videos and he needs to take those parts out. That's what he's talking about. But for him, of course, the drama. He's a drama queen. All the drama involved in this. Of course, no, it's strikes. Guys, I've got all these strikes.
I guess somebody else, somebody else wants to strike down all my videos. It's crazy. Now I'm dealing with 5 goddamn strikes, including a pending one today that said you will be suspended for 7 days.
So here he is, just going to blame all the haters out there. We're all haters. Everyone that talks badly about him, you're all haters. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever used that terminology. Oh, I did. Because I know of a few people that actually do actively hate me. But I don't sort of use it as often as people like this. People who haven't got a clue that they're actually accountable for what they say, and in particular, what they put on YouTube. This dude doesn't understand it.
Can't take it. And then it becomes, it gets to a point where you're not allowed to, you're walking on eggshells, and it feels like back to the Twitch days where I gotta watch what I say, or I gotta watch who I talk about, or I gotta watch this, or I gotta watch that, because if I say the wrong thing, then all of a sudden I get reported. And then
I've just realised by him saying that you're walking on eggshells, I think that probably accounts for those weird moves he does, like in celebration of somebody buying him a whole load of new memberships. You know, that sort of dance. I call him like Mr. Bojangles. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I think that's what he means by walking on eggshells. He can't possibly mean that people may be offended by the things he says, can he? So he's going to complain about everybody else who can't take being dragged. Really? Do you know, he's got away with it for so long. I'm surprised more people haven't spoken about him. I've spoken about him loads, but nobody listens to me over here in my little corner. But he's just gonna, yeah, oh, woe is me. Pity me. Where's Pets when you want her? Where is she?
here we go again. Again, like I said, man, these people cannot take getting dragged. It's out of control, man. So yeah, just got off at 8, and now I'm back on 5, and now I'm back on back off. The probation period has been done, so looks like, I might be out, another strikeout, crazy. And if the other ones go through, it's just like, on some termination shit, which is, I mean, again, like I said, man, kind of weird, man. All these people out here, I mean, just be hating, just don't like, words that coming out of your mouth and all that other kind of shit like that, and they just can't take it.
Let me tell you, I've checked out this lol cow thing that they do. Listen, he thinks that that's some sort of flex to be on a channel like that with those type of people. And he thinks everybody is really jealous of him because he got a payout. Hey, God, talk about living Delulu land. Nobody's jealous of you and your bloody shed. Nobody. Whether you painted it lilac or not, nobody's jealous. You will have known I've spoken about the intelligence or lack of intelligence of this dude many, many times. So I'm not going to talk about it again. It's here for the showing. You can see it all yourself. Enjoy.
And then these people can go around and then they can say whatever the fuck they want to say, which is kind of weird. You know what I mean? And I'm not even the type. I've never struck in one person on my channel. My channel, I have not struck in one person. All the people that said all the crazy shit, everything that they said, everything that came out of their goddamn mouth, all the shit, I let them say that shit. But as soon as I say something, all of a sudden is, oh, well, we could strike his channel. Oh, we'll report it. It's lame. It's lame as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I got in a whole debate about taking $1,000 from Keemstar.
Okay, enough of the frivolous chat. We're getting on to the serious bit here. The bit about animals. And I will be showing clips of Gorlic Bread's video because I think he did an amazing video that he explained everything that I don't really need to explain it. It's all there. I can just give my opinion. And my opinion comes twofold. Firstly, in the fact that this person, this one here, this slow person, thinks it's not only amusing, but highly hysterical inducing to hear a dog being in pain on somebody else's video. Who does that? Who does that? Who would laugh at the sounds of a dog in distress? No. I'm actually speechless, and it's not very good, is it? And I'm speechless on here, but yeah, I'm just absolutely disgusted. I can't think of another word. It's just awful. And what makes it even more awful is the fact that this dude thinks that he can explain it away like this.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
The dog wasn't howling in pain. It made a weird ass dog sound while he was playing the game, and I laughed about it. Is that what we're getting upset about?
Liar. You're an absolute pathological liar. We've all seen the video. We've all heard your response to it. We've all heard that poor dog in pain. And you've got the nerve to sit there in your plastic shades in your shed and point your finger at your camera as if you've got something worthy to say. How dare you?
I mean, tell me you ain't got nothing without telling me you ain't got nothing. Your mama laughed at a dog sound. That some guy was playing the game and a dog made a weird noise, and your mama was like, "Yo, woo, 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 woo." I did 17 years of YouTube videos. 17 years of YouTube videos. And that's all y'all got?
When his own chat is demanding for him to explain his actions, laughing at JML's dog whining during his stream. I want to play this stream, and I want it to be very clear. This is Jovan explaining the incident.
You hear his dog right there? Woo, woo, woo. You hear his dog barking? Okay.
So that is him clearly saying, you hear his own words. But now, yesterday, when confronted with this, he wants to pretend that he was just laughing at noises the dog made because he wants to downplay it.
Stop the cap. The dog wasn't howling in pain. It made a weird ass dog sound while he was playing the game, and I laughed about it. Is that what we're getting upset about?
No, Jovan. No one is getting upset about that because it isn't what happened. Let me play this clip for you again. Again, the day that it happened, this is you.
His brother yells out, "Jamel, get the dog." Jamel's like, why? Well, obviously because the dog's barking like crazy, right? Y'all heard that. Okay. Oh, that dog is struggling. He ain't even phased. Yo, he's not even phased, bro. That dog went from barking normally to making these weird ass sounds, dog, after J-Mel took care of him.
So in the moment, right, you're admitting the dog is struggling. You're admitted that the dog seemed normal until J-Mel, quote, took care of him. And I want to credit Dawn in the chat yesterday. I see why you have a pet in your profile photo, because Dawn was out here handing Jovan the shovel, and Jovan took it and proceeded to dig himself deeper. But before we hear that, I'm going to give you a little bit more context. Here is Jovan deflecting everyone else rather than Jovan should be accountable for their actions.
That I laughed at a dog sound? These people can kick old people. These people like Kaya, I'm getting strikes, and Kaya can live, who dated a guy who did what he. These people can do all of this shit. But me laughing at a dog sound? I mean, tell me you ain't got nothing without telling me you ain't got nothing.
You know, Jovan, I am so glad you feel strongly about this stuff, because the whole cat clip, it's going to be a real issue for you. Because, you know, when you say we don't have nothing, We have a lot. And I want to play the second clip of Jovan that day, citing the dog was struggling, because after this, we're going to go back to yesterday, but I want for Jovan to make it emphatically clear.
That dog is struggling, bro. I don't know what you did, bro. I really don't know what you did.
So remember, he doesn't know what J-Mel did to the dog, because he's about to try to paint a totally different picture, that it was just making noises. And then he tries to say it was a sound in a video game. Yes, Madden NFL football, clearly a game known for animal noises. But I want you to watch how he tries to weasel his way out of this.
Carolina Kissmark donated
Exactly.
$2 through Super Chat. Is it a dog sound in a game?
Is it the dog sound? Yeah, it was one of the like sound bites that he had that he was just running around with.
So again, this is the real Jovan, right? He clearly knows he was laughing at this dog. He gets confronted about it. And that long break that I left in there, that was him thinking. And he comes out and says, oh, it was a sound bite that he had. I've known of Jovan for probably 15 years. This is a very long-term pattern of behavior. When Jovan is caught in a lie, he says the first thing that comes to his mind as a response. In this case, he wanted to pretend that this was just a soundbite. But then, as he goes to talk through this, he realizes that he's lying again. So he has to think of another lie to correct himself. And this creates a scenario where he has to correct his own lies on the fly. And that is exactly what happens here.
You know, and I was like, oh, look at that. No. It was, let me see. It was, oh, his dog. No, it was his real dog running around. His dog was running around, and then he was just playing a game, and the dog made some weird sound.
Now, if you've watched this video, the prior video, you know that's not what happened at all. This was Jovan's video. Jovan mocked that J-Mel was asked to take care of the dog. He laughed at it afterwards, but now he wants to pretend, it was a soundboard. It wasn't a real dog. But don't worry, Jovan, as promised, we have more. And this is why I told you, your name is good nowhere. You can't go anywhere in communities because honestly, you never know how someone will approach you. And this is a prime example, right? You're in a community right now that loves pets. You know this because you tried to take advantage of it. How much did you weren't talking about BBJ? But after this, everyone's going to see how you truly feel about people's pets. And I have no doubt that your comeback to this is going to be this claim that, quote, I was a comedian back then. This was just a joke. No one understands this but me. Jovan, you are not an established comedian. I see why you stream for hours. I see why you take this so personal. I understand in many ways you are living this, okay? You're literally sitting here and saying, this is a personal journey. I could have changed things. I am stressing to you, YouTube is not a therapist, right? You are stumbling over your words to tell these things. You are about to tell me in this next clip that I don't know anything, that God has a plan for all of us. And then you talk about how you ended up in this space, that God put an obstacle in front of you.
I don't think he reads the Bible. He doesn't know anything. God has a plan for all of us. And wherever we are or whatever we're doing, it is planned out. And it is awkward how I ended up in this space and the steps it took to get here. And did God put an obstacle in front of me saying, remember when you said, if you ever saw people being piled on, you would just look past it. You actually hop in action. Well, here's the obstacle.
Every community you go into, you get exposed. This is not new to you. This is why you came online yesterday and wanted to play the victim again.
I mean, again, like I said, man, kind of weird, man. All these people out here, I mean, just be hating, just don't like, words that coming out of your mouth and all that other kind of shit like that. And they just can't take it.
Jovan, it has nothing to do with this, right? No one is hating on you. It is the words coming out of your mouth that people want you to be accountable for. But instead, you continue to choose to be a coward and a liar. This is why I ignored you for a very long time. It's why your opinion of me, FFG Yaba, meant nothing. The lesson here for you is that you probably should have just left well enough alone, right? Make your money. Keep telling everybody you were Andre Ward. Hope that I would never show you were really Reggie Strickland, actually more like Charlie Zelenoff. So yesterday, people in your chat are asking you for accountability, right? You spent hours and hours pretending to look for others' accountability. I mean, look at all this content about BBJ. I mean, how long did you spend pretending to be concerned about BBJ? Now let's see how you spoke though about your neighbor's cat.
At this point, I want to also discuss the disgusting things that I've learnt from Gorlic's video about his neighbour's cat. At first, he started off saying about, oh, you know, my neighbour had a funeral for her cat. And who has a funeral for a cat? I'll tell you a story. This came at quite a good time for me, actually. Well, kind of. My son, my youngest boy, lives with his girlfriend, not far from me. And they've got 3 cats. They love their cats. They're like their babies. And one of them was very old. When my boyfriend, my son and his girlfriend lived here with me, she brought the cat. So I got to know her. Smokey was her name. Stroppy little thing she was. Absolutely gorgeous, but very, very vocal. So I'd already got Aska at the time. So it was quite amusing to see their meetings, you know, and they used to bump into each other. But they were very similar, both sort of prima donnas, you know, they're both female, both thought, you know, the world owed them something. And they got it. They got a lot of love, they got a lot of care. So Smokey passed, is it last week? Or maybe the week before. And it absolutely devastated both my son and his girlfriend, and also me. I tell you what happened. The girlfriend was out, a prearranged appointment she had, and my son didn't really want to be alone. I could tell he didn't want to be alone because he'd phoned me earlier, very upset, and said that he knew that she was passing. I knew it was happening. We all knew it was going to happen. She had lived to like 20 and just over 20. And she'd got more and more sort of, I don't even want to say she got grumpy because I think that was her personality. But she was getting more and more frail. So anyway, so he phoned me, very upset. I said, right, okay, I'll come over, keep you company. So I went over. I knew it was her time. Yeah, just knew it was her time. But I had to sort of be strong for my son, you know, and it worried me how he would take it. And, you know, and then there's a part of me thinking, oh, maybe it's best if she goes sooner rather than later because, you know, they didn't want to prolong it. The only good thing was that she wasn't in any pain. She was just tired. It was like, okay, guys, I've had enough. I think I want to go to cat heaven, you know? So, anyway, my other son came over because we're a very close family. And when he found out what had happened to his brother's cat, that, you know, she was on her last legs, my other son, bless him, decided to come over as well. So we talked, I don't want to say any names. We talked him into going out for a meal. We said, come on, let's go out and grab something to eat. Smokey will be fine. So before we went out, she was lying on the couch And my son said, I think I'm going to put her on our bed, Mum, because she's happy there. I said, all right then. So he curled her in a blanket and took her into the bed. And oh God, I don't want to cry about this again. Anyway, so we went out for our meal, and when we came back, it was in the back of my mind, please let her be gone, because it would be best for everyone if she was gone, because no one wants to sit and wait, you know? Anyway, so we came in, and the first thing he did was go to the bedroom, and then he said those words. He said, Mum, she's gone. Now, I'm quite a strong person. I've had 4 kids. And I've got 4 grandchildren, and we've been through a lot as a family. So I try and be strong. So I tried to be strong. Both my son, my other son, and myself, we ran to the bedroom and saw him with the deceased cat, and I just burst into tears. I just couldn't stop myself. Just couldn't stop it. So then my son gave me a hug, and I just wanted to be there for my youngest boy, and it was all, yeah, it was horrible, and still makes me cry. Still makes me cry. Now, listening to what this person says about his next door neighbours who lost their cat hits home. It hits home very deeply to me, because I would think that he probably doesn't have any pets. Perhaps they've never had pets in his family. I don't know. But in my family, we've always had pets, all of us. And we love our pets. I've got 2 cats at the moment. My eldest daughter, she's got a dog. My other daughter, she's got a dog. My son has got 2 cats, and my other son has got 3 cats. So to hear this person speaking about people trying to mock people for loving their pets, that's what he's doing. Is like really hard to listen to.
Stupid ass goddamn cat. I'm the reason why I'm not going, because I'll probably kill that mother. Kick the shit out of it one day. God damn it.
That's you, Jovan? Talking about kicking a cat, the cat passing, and laughing? But you know what? Like I said, it gets so much worse.
And I'm really glad that Gorlic spoke out about this, and I want to thank him, and I will link his channel, because he can speak more about it and play the parts that you need to hear that I can't. I can't do it, guys. So
let's go back and hear Jovan talk about his neighbor having a cat pass.
I had a neighbor that had a funeral for their cat. A funeral. They didn't wrap that bitch up and throw it in the trash can. Motherfucker had a whole The motherfucker had a whole funeral. I said, what? Why? Try to invite me like this?
So for some context, obviously, Jovan was invited to a neighbor's home to pay respect to a cat that had passed away. Now, I would say that his response is relatively ungrateful. But let's also not forget, this is the same person that spent how many hours pretending to care about BBJ, other pets in the community. But if only Jovan would have kept it there. Jovan, however, decides he is going to give some suggestions on how he would have handled this situation.
Well, did you spend money on that? You didn't just wrap that bitch in a bag and throw it in the trash can for free?
I'm going to warn you, after this point, it gets gross, right? It gets gross to the point perhaps it needs to be investigated. Because Jovan seemingly gets upset that the neighbor elected to have a funeral for their pet. Jovan claims he is going to ask the neighbor where the cat was buried because he wants to go dig it up and throw it away. As Jovan would say in his videos, roll it.
I damn near wanted to find out where he buried that fucking cat, so I can fucking dig that cat up and throw it in the trash can myself. I'm gonna find out where that nigga buried that cat. I'm gonna ask him tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, yo, where did you bury that cat at anyway? Okay, cool. I'm gonna dig that put that bitch in a plastic bag and throw him in a goddamn trash can where he belongs.
Now, at this point, I'm sure you all are thinking, how could this get any worse? Well, believe it or not, it does. Because if all of that wasn't enough, Jovan continues to talk, citing he had an interaction with the cat that could have led to its passing, which he goes into great detail.
It died like a couple months later, but it jumped and scared the shit out of me, and I kicked the shit out of it. So how do that look, nigga? That's like going to a nigga funeral that you shot, one time when, you know what I mean? I can't go to that nigga funeral. Can't go to that goddamn cat funeral after I kicked it. That's up. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be there. I know the cat didn't want me there. The cat probably looking like, who invited this nigga? Nigga kicked me a month ago, cuz.
So to be clear, Jovan is so certain he hurt this animal that he would assume the cat would not want him present for the funeral. My question is, Jovan, does your neighbor know any of this took place?
So thank you so much for clicking on this video. I didn't want to get emotional about it, but some things do. Yeah, they do get you emotional. And yeah, just to hear the things that he said about his neighbour's cat and what may have happened and what may have caused its death, I think is, I can't think of another word other than disgusting. I really want to find another word. Deplorable. Anyway, guys, thanks for clicking on this video. I'll possibly put up another one because I really did want to talk about something else, but I've got a bit sort of waylaid with the cat story and the dog story, so I think we'll stop it here. But I will say to you, just take care of yourselves out there, because trust me, it's a rotten old world. So until the next one, bye-bye for now.